I'm a dope woman because I'm strong, beautiful, courageous, purposeful, and I convinced myself that I am nothing less.
Hello ladies, and welcome back to Rated Talk. It's DWW, which is Dope Woman Wednesday. We have the beautiful Miss Tiffany Brown with us. I have been trying to get Tiffany in this seat for a minute. She doesn't know that, but I have, and so we are so excited to have her here at Rated Her and to just talk about your business and your life. You have like some new t-shirts that just dropped, so we want to talk about those as well. So, I'm just going to let you get started and tell us who you are, what you're about, all that good stuff.
Okay, Lord, where do I start? You know, when you're a mom, it's kind of like, all right, which hat? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Tiffany Brown. I wear a couple hats. So one of them is I own a nonprofit organization called the Young Belle Project, where I pretty much work with at-risk girls from group homes, homeless shelters, low-income communities. That's my target area. And pretty much what I do is provide free programming events that help build their confidence. So our fashion-based self-esteem, it works from the girls from the inside out, teaching them skills. So not just talking to them, telling them they're beautiful, but giving them these kind of engagement and tools to help them kind of build that up themselves, so that no matter what nobody says to them, they'll know deep down inside. So that's kind of like my baby. And then from that, I do a consulting business. So since I've been doing my nonprofit for 5 years, I noticed like a lot of people would come to me like, how do you do this? I want to do this. So I was like, well, dang, let me just make a platform for it and make it affordable, because I know when I was starting out, people were like, this is this price, and I'm like, come on now, and startup, so I feel like, especially around with women, I feel like there's no competition. So there's enough room for everybody, there's a piece of the pie for everyone. So, I feel like if I know it, you're gonna know it, and I don't need to charge you $1,000, $1,500 to know what I know, because the information is out there. So why not kind of give that person a leg up? I truly feel like we're not really here for ourselves, we're here for other people. So what I go through, the struggles, the challenges, they're supposed to help somebody else and I have to go through that. So that's kind of where my consulting business comes from. And then from there, like you said, the t-shirts is the Mother Mommy Mom, which is like a little vlog I kind of trying to start with everything else. Everybody be like, really, Tiffany? But where it comes from is I just feel like as moms, when people look at us, it's like, you're a mom, and that's what you are. And I feel like as women, we have so many identities. We're just strong in general, and we want to do everything. But people like always want to kind of back us into this like mom box. And I feel like, okay, I could be a mom, but I could be a mother too. I could be,
Can be cute.
Right, I feel like we can't lose out sexy, And I have a lot of friends who be like, oh, I don't want to be a mom yet because, once you're a mom, your whole life is going. I'm like, that is more than a lie than anything. I feel like as a mom, I feel like it's made my life even more better, because not only do I still get to keep who I am, but now my children kind of add this extra identity to me that makes me more playful. So the mother part is just that sexy mom, the mommy, my daughter calls me mommy. So that's like that playful, that nurturing. And the mom is that person that's that guidance, because my son calls me mom. So, and I feel at his age, I'm still doing the nurturing, but now it's a guidance at this point. So mom is like, when you call like, mom, I need you, it's like,
they need some sort of direction, something,
Exactly. So that's kind of where the words come from. But besides just the t-shirts, in a way, just kind of like even bring that awareness, letting people know like you can be a mom and you can be dope too. Like you can be sexy, you can be cool, you can have fun. So that's a little bit about all three.
So I heard you say like, about being a mother, mother is like sexy, like yes, I'm feeling myself. How do you separate the woman from the mommy and the mom? How do you separate that?
It's a struggle, right? It's a balance, because as a homeschool mom, I'm like with my kids 24/7, and it is hard. But I mean, I feel like it's one of those things you kind of work from inside. It's one of those things we're finding purpose. So I know when I used to work at a substance abuse facility, I worked with moms, and they were always like, everything was recovery. And I'm like, yeah, everything's recovery and you have your children. I was like, but what is your purpose? What do you, because we're here for our kids. That's evident. You know what I mean? We strive. I think anytime you birth somebody deep down inside, if you truly want to be a mom, everything you do is for your kids anyway. But then it's kind of like, what do you do for you? Because when your kids get grown, they have their own purposes.
Exactly.
So then like, what is that kind of thing that you're working towards. So I feel like that's how you separate, is finding your purpose, whether that's helping people, and I feel like that's mine. I help my children, but I love helping other girls.
Yeah.
I love working with other women. So I feel like that's my purpose.
Yeah.
And I feel like as women, we have to find our purpose that like literally benefits just us.
I
it has nothing to do with the kids, nothing to do with your
agree.
man, and
Yeah.
what steps was laid before you. It
Yeah.
literally has to do with nothing but benefiting you. And I feel like that's how you separate that. Because as women, when you don't got no kids, it's about
It's
you.
all about you.
It's all about you. You ain't got to worry about nobody else. It's about you. And I feel like as a mom, you have to still kind of translate that in and
That's
making it
so true.
about you.
Because I always say, as a mother, you can't give 100% if you're not 100%. And if you're lacking so many pieces, how can you just fill it all the way up and be there for your kids 110%?
Absolutely.
You have to have that inside of you. Like, you have to put yourself first. I say that all the time. I'm a woman first, and then I'm a mom.
Absolutely.
You know? So, with Young Bella, what started that? What really just motivated you to say, I'm gonna do this full time, not like a side time hustle or like a gig or anything? How did you just dive deep into that?
Faith.
Yeah.
Faith was a big part of it
Yeah.
because I was working full-time salary. You know, kids were in school. I mean, they were fine, but I knew something wasn't sitting right. You know, when you just have that pit in something and you're just not happy. And something my mom has always taught me is happiness is first. And I feel like no matter what struggle I'm going through, I still have to be happy in some form or fashion. So because I knew that was my purpose, and because I knew that when I was working, I could not give it my all, because of course we're still a mom. So after work,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, all right, what's time for what?
I got a job, so I need some mama.
Exactly. And I knew that it wasn't going to allow me to kind of elevate to the next level. I knew that I couldn't give my all to my girls. I knew, like, I had my mentees and I was slacking. You know, I was like, they're calling me and I'm at work. And I was like, you know, I really want to be here for them because they need me. And then these other girls that I'm building these relationships, I want to be there for them. And then ultimately, I want to expand. You know, I want to move back. I want to go back home, create a program there in my community.
Where's home?
New York.
Okay.
So I want to, it's nothing there for those girls.
Yeah.
And I know, because growing up, there was nothing for us.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm going to expand, I got to put 100%. And at that point, it was faith. It was like, God, I feel like this is my purpose. I feel like you put this in front of me. And I just had to trust that everything was going to work out. And I mean, it was a challenge, you know, because we all battle our faith.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like upstream from there. And I feel like I don't have it all, but I have what I need. And that's what kind of matters to me right now the most.
So realistically, when you first started, did any part of you want to say, I'm about to go and get a job?
Oh girl,
Like, this is
listen,
not-
I'll be honest with you, like a couple months ago, I had like a whole breakdown.
Okay.
And it was really bad. Like, I was just in a really, really bad space financially, you know. And when you're used to something, you're used to something. And I always feel like no matter how faithful you are, you're human. So you're going to go kind of back in that little pit, like, God, why me? Why did I? And when I tell you, I was like, why did I quit that job? It was so easy. I knew about it back in my hand. Oh God, Tiffany, you're so stupid. Why would you do that? Yes. And it's like I cried and cried. I almost cried every night. My fiance would be like, it's okay, we're gonna get through. And I'd be like, no, but I feel like, am I doing the right thing? So I even, to the point where I even second guessed the whole homeschooling. It's kind of like, he would have been fine. He could have got through the school year. You know what I mean? Kids go through things. He's resilient. You know, what about what's going on in the house? I can't pay this bill right now. Like, it was a lot of times where it's like, I even called my supervisor, like, hey, do you need any help? Like, and after I sent that text, it just made me realize, you know, Tiff, like, you started for a reason. You know, I always feel like when you forget, you know, you got to remember, why did I start in the first place? So I had to keep kind of going back to like, why you started in the first place? Why you started in the first place? To the point where I had to start writing it down. And to like, why you started in the first place? And like, although, you know, when you know something, it's still hard.
Yeah.
And then especially when you want to give your kids a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I went back, but that breakdown kind of was my breakthrough. Because I cried pretty much all the tears I had to cry at that point. I started going back to church, so I found a church home, and it kind of started teaching me and rebuilding that faith that I kind of slowly lost a little bit. Because, listen, Christmas time come around, I didn't have no money to buy gifts. It was like, dang, you know, and then I realized, well, I'm gonna teach them something different. I started being using my imagination. Well, you know what, Christmas is not even about gifts anyway, so let's give. Look, we're gonna make this work. It's like, yo, and my kids, they kind of rolled with it, so it just made it better. I think my son, he understands.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what made it work, but it was hard. Even sometimes today, I'd be like, I need a job, like a real job.
I just love how you're so honest, because I think when a lot of people when it comes to business owning, they're like, oh yeah, you know, I made $3 million in the first year. I'm living like this. You know what I'm saying? And I love how you're honest and said, like, you have your peaks and your valleys, you know, but I think the beautiful thing about it is that you're pushing through.
Yes.
And it's like, so I always ask women when they come on DWW, because this is about women, your tribe. Do you have one? How important is it to you as a woman, to you as a business owner? Like,
okay, so I got twofold with that, because I just kind of like had this whole like epiphany just the other day. But I do have a tribe. I can say that like college, that's one thing that Clark gave me was my tribe, my sisters, you know. And I feel like as women we have that, you know, we got to kind of identify those core women. And I would say that each of my sisters are a different thing. Like, I won't lie, I'm not gonna go to all of them to tell them all my business. I have that one person, she's actually a therapist, and that's who I go to, and she'd be like, you know, this is not, you know, I was like, listen, everybody gotta know that you're doing therapy right now. I need you to listen and talk to me. So I have her, and then I have another friend who I would go to when it comes to maybe a business standpoint. So it's like, my tribe for me combines of like the different women, but at the same time, I realize that we can't sometimes stick to that tribe, you know what I mean? And I realized the other day that Tiffany, you got comfortable. You got comfortable in your tribe. And I feel like as women, we have to sometimes branch out of the comfortable tribe and realize there's, as we elevate, as we move along in our journeys, our purpose, we're gonna meet other women. And I realized that there's been women like around me that I can include in this tribe. Like, you don't have to have just one tribe. You know, it's always like my day one, you can't sit with us. Like, I don't believe in that because although my sisters are there, they're there for my tears. Like, I can lay out on the bed and just cry. And they're like, they'll rub my back, my feet, you know what I mean? They'll take the kids for me. I mean, they're their aunts in a sense. But then it's like you gotta have some other women because sometimes you're gonna need to cry, and sometimes you're gonna need them boss chicks around you that are business minded. That's like, let's go, girl, let's start planning. Let me give you this planner. Let me show you this, you know, this formula. Let me show you how to do that. And I feel like, so I have that, and I'm happy. But what I am trying to do is embrace my outer tribe, bringing more women into my circle that I know I can trust. Like I know that's around, like even like you know what I mean. Like we've been building this relationship, and I was telling my mom the other day, I was like, you know, I've been really comfortable. And she's like, well, you know, I'm like, no, I've been real comfortable under these women. And there's so many more women out there. So it's I feel like not just me, but everybody, we have to start like really opening our eyes more because there's so many people around us that can help us, that we can help.
But like you say, we've gotten comfortable.
We gotta be, we gotten so comfortable. Like, this is my friend, but your friend not really pushing you the way you need to be pushed because she doesn't understand. I'm the entrepreneur and so my friends. So they're not going to understand my struggles like another entrepreneur. And that's what I had to realize, that, you know, they can understand my cries as a woman. But when it comes to entrepreneur, I have to have another tribe because otherwise I'm involved.
They don't understand. They don't know about that hustle, that struggle. They don't understand, and it's not a bad thing.
I don't fault them. But I feel like you have different peoples for different reasons. How they say you go through different seasons with different relationships. I feel the same way. The relationships you have, it's not like boxes, but you have different people, and you just got to kind of know who to go to.
I so agree. So what's next, Tiffany? Like what is like the ultimate? 2019 will literally be over in a few months.
Can you believe that?
I can't believe it. I feel like my new year just started today.
I'm in February. I ain't even turned 30 yet, so I don't know what you're talking about.
So it's like, without, I know you don't want to show like every little goal, but what are some things that you just, like by the end of this year, I have to, and how do you stick to those goals?
My biggest number one goal is delegate to elevate right now. I realized that I've been janky. And I can be honest and say, like, I've been janky because I've been doing everything by myself. Like, just the research, you know, even to the point, like, images, logo, whatever. I'm a learn. I don't know Photoshop. I'm a learn Photoshop. I don't know this. I'm gonna learn that. It's like you can't do everything. And so, really, at this point, it's kind of like getting my board intact for my nonprofit, getting our meetings on point, just starting to really let the people around me work around me, and knowing that I do have these different tribes. Like, I do have women who, if I call, they like, Tiff, I got your back. And I'm not utilizing that. So instead, I'm literally stretching myself. And that's where that faith started. I realized that's what my problem was. You know, my faith was getting tested because I was testing myself. Like, I'm over here trying to do everything, and it's like, no, you can't. So that's my biggest goal, is to get myself in order where I'm comfortable with asking for help.
Yeah.
I feel like as moms,
it's hard.
It's hard. We want to just do it.
Yeah.
We don't want to owe nobody, and I realize that it's not about owing
You'll
nobody.
be struggling, and it's like, I will not ask for help. I will do it on my own.
We
Yeah, that's something.
no legs, stretched out on the floor, trying to pull ourselves up, and knowing we need to just ask, hey, can you just pull me up? And we won't. So that's kind of like one of the biggest goals, because I want to kind of branch out with t-shirts. I want that to be bigger. I want that to be like a movement, you know. And then with my son, with his, you know, Cool Kids University, like, he's like, Mom, I want my business to be big. So I know that he wants so much more. So like, I want to be able to help him, but I also want to be a good representation for what a business person looks like. So that's self-care, you know, that's a big goal of mine. I don't take care of myself. When I really thought about it the other day, I was like, Mom, because my mom's here. So I was like, Mom, I was like, you know, I realized, like, I don't do anything for myself. Like, me time is running to Publix because Dad is home with the kids. So now I'm like running to Publix to get what I need to get, and that's me time. I'm like, no, that can't be possible. So that's kind of what my main focus right now.
So like, do you, like with the shirts and stuff like that, like, I know you said you want to make that bigger, so you want that to be like a whole, like,
so I want
brand in itself.
Exactly. I want it to be like under like a blog kind of brand. And it's because like I get a lot of questions like, how do you balance, you know, running a business and homeschooling? That's hard enough. You know, how do you do different things? So I want to create a platform for not only me to share with other women that I'm around to share, because I feel like that's how we kind of grow anyway, is by sharing. And then with the organization, like, we're starting a new program at the Rainbow House, which is a group home in Clayton County. So that's kind of another big goal. I'm trying to branch out to Clayton County. That's where I am now. So I want to move, and I noticed there's nothing there for those kids. So I want to start getting into the schools in Clayton County, and like I said, I'm already going into the group home. So really creating these pilot programs in different areas, because I can support it now. So, and I have some really awesome volunteers. So at this point, it's like, let's go. 2019 is about to be over. So 2020 coming, I'm not about to be crying on New Year's Eve like, oh, what happened?
I didn't accomplish anything. No, we ain't doing that. Okay, so we're gonna get into our toast. So we will be right back with our drinks, because you know, all good, dope, amazing women, you know, when we talk, we just need something to drink, and I just want to toast to Tiffany. She's so bomb. So we'll be right back. So Tiffany, I want to salute you, because you are absolutely dope. Like, seriously, your strength, the fact that you put your kids first, but you also put yourself first, the fact that you encourage women, you're encouraging young girls, and you do it so selflessly. You know, you do it without, you don't need the accolades, you do it without, you know, this is what I did, look at me, this is what I did. I think you're a phenomenal woman, and we are so blessed and so honored to have you sitting here. And so for you just being super dope, not only a dope woman, but a dope mama, a dope fiance, you know, just dope in general. We want to just toast to you. Yes, take a sip, girl.
You always have good combinations. I need this right here.
So tell us all social media, everything where we can follow, everything that we need to know about you. Please look at the camera and tell them.
So from Mommyhood, you can follow I am Tiffany Brown on IG. On Facebook, you can follow me at Mommy Mom. If you're looking for any help with nonprofit, you just need somebody to talk to for some guidance, I'm here for you. You can follow me on IG at TJB Consulting, where I also offer a lot of different tips and things like that to kind of help people get started. And then for my organization is Young Belle Project, and that's on Facebook, Twitter, and IG. And pretty much if you want to volunteer, connect, collaborate, I'm down for it all. You can go to www.thebelleproject.org.
All right, beautiful. So,
that was a lot.
Girl, keep going, too. But I just want to say thank you. We appreciate you. And until next time, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Rated Her. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Rated Her. And Rated Her is for you, for me, for she, for her. Rated Her. Until next time, beautiful lady.